And that will happen at 8 o'clock tonight from the United Center. DeMar DeRozan and the Bulls against, a Cavaliers team not to be trifled with. So it should be a good game.
Should be a good game. And
tonight.
Thinking the Cavs have a good chance of making up some ground on the Bulls.
Yeah, I think so.
The Bulls got some injuries now that they're dealing with, so it's a good time to take advantage of that.
The left horn of the Bull is cracked.
That's right.
So a couple of team injuries. So tonight, 8 o'clock is your tip-off from Chicago. 7:30 is when your pregame coverage will begin tonight here on WMMS. People were kind of laughing at, apparently Kyrie clapped back at a heckler when the Nets were in town the other night. Bill was at that game.
Yeah, I was at that game.
It's the night of the big blizzard. I was reading the Cavs are giving people tickets for an upcoming game if they braved the blizzard.
Pretty cool of them.
Because they were low staffed on concessions. That's what really pisses people off. I couldn't get a pretzel at the game.
Pretzels are important.
I couldn't sit there and enjoy the game without stuffing food into my gaping maw every 10 minutes.
Well, if you're making plans to go to the game and buy concessions, like you're planning on having food there. So when it's
part of the experience.
I understand. Trust me. Listen,
Well, you're making it sound like it's just people like, I have to have that. It's like, no, they made plans to.
No, that's how I do it. I go and I'm like, I need food every 30 seconds. And if I don't get it,
I get that.
Very disgruntled.
Get the tickets like I had, and you can go get food. You never would have made it to the floor.
Mrs. Creosote.
You would have been at the buffet the whole time.
What's your go-to concession snack at a game?
I like biscuits and gravy.
Out of the vending machine?
See, that's why he's really looking forward to those free tickets from the Cavaliers, since the biscuits and gravy stand was shut down. That corrugated metal comes right down.
It's just the perfect food for watching a game.
It really is. And the fact that they've put it into a gravy fountain, it really takes it up the class level, you know?
Yeah, it's fancy.
Yeah.
Drinking gravy going out.
Nothing says classy like a gravy fountain. Yeah.
That was on the new episode of Righteous Gemstones. They're at a Fancy Nancy's Chicken, and they have the gravy dispenser, and it's like the pop machines where you can make all the different choices, but it's all the different kinds of gravy.
Sauces and gravies,
sausage.
Everybody shut up and eat your Fancy Nancy's. I never watched that show in real time, and we were in the hotel in the Poconos watching, clicking around. I'm like, ooh, Righteous Gemstones are coming on.
Perfect
I was so happy, yeah. But anyway, when the Nets were here the other night and Kyrie was in the mix, and there were some Cavs fans heckling them, and he called them ungrateful. And people were kind of laughing at him because somebody said, hey, Kyrie, you need LeBron. And kind of Kyrie did a little spin or whatever, and he said, got y'all a championship, and mother effer still ungrateful.
We never said we weren't grateful for it. We are grateful for it.
Well, I'll tell you, the guy that made me laugh was the guy in the clip who goes, "Yeah, but one."
Yeah,
like, that was his retort.
That was a weak retort.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's all anybody ever born and raised in Cleveland said for decades was, "Just get us one," and they did. But people were like, "You got us a championship. I mean, you were there. You were in the mix. You definitely helped out."
But it's also one of those things where I don't think people are making this seem like a big deal, but it's pretty light heckling.
Yeah, he was laughing when he was talking to him.
And like goofing around. Like, I don't think it's that bad.
They were throwing crap at him. Yeah. And, listen, I've said this before, and I will repeat myself, as I often do. Athletes hate you. They hate you. You are a necessary evil. You're there to buy tickets and whatever. They're happy when you love them. It's just human nature, right? They're out there doing things you and I could never possibly do. And so when people heckle them, somebody who's probably sitting there with a tray of biscuits and gravy, going, hey, you need LeBron, Kyrie,
I was heckling him.
They hate your guts. So,
Kyrie, do you remember in 2015 and 16 when we played basketball with you? It was Rovers Morning Glory and the Alan Cox Show and then the Marks team. And he was like, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's actually more
He looked
upsetting.
up. He goes, wasn't Pepsi the primary sponsor?
You are correct. That's who the primary sponsor was.
Alan Cox was your coach.
Yes, he dressed up. He wore a suit, and he was all happy about it. And then the next year, I don't think he could make it because he had a previous engagement. And he's like, I remember that, but Erica was there, and you lost a lot of weight between those 2 years. And I was like, thank you for noticing. He's like, but you gained it back, didn't you? I was like, some of it. There's a lot of yelling.
You know what? It really was. But for people who were able to, unfortunately, nobody got video of that. Mm-hmm. That was a powerful exchange between someone who, spent a brief period of time here in Cleveland and our own Bill Squire. It was a moment
I did yell
to remember.
He missed a shot while we were watching him, and I yelled, if you were vaccinated, that would have gone in.
Listen, I just appreciate people who are operating at that skill level. These are professional athletes. Mm-hmm. Professional athletes.
Professional just means you get paid, though.
You get paid a lot.
Yeah, I don't know what professional means anymore.
I think that's all that it means.
That's what it means? I mean, we've said that before, but I feel like there are breakdowns in that system.
When I tell people things like, I'll say a really dumb joke, and I'm like, I'm a professional comedian. Because I am. I get paid to do comedy.
Right, but there are people who have been paid to do comedy who I don't know anyone would refer to as a professional. So, like, theoretically, yes, when you get paid. I feel like you're a professional
if you get paid, right?
I mean, you could certainly make that case, yes. Could certainly make that case.
But do they call someone on, like, the G League, is that a pro athlete?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing it at a professional level. That's their only job. They get paid to play sports.
Plus, I think your only job, though.
But I think the word amateur also implies that you're not making a living doing it, or you're not. If I'm an amateur painter, you're like, well, I get, a couple of times people might buy something, but I'm certainly not to the level. It's a weird thing. I guess
when I hear professional, I assume that's your job. You do that for a living. Mm-hmm. I'm a professional painter. I'm a professional musician.
I think that's a safe assumption. Yeah.
But if it's your only job, does that disqualify you? Or like if it's not your only source of income?
I don't know. I only
we could even say like people at the top of the, like Kevin Hart's not a professional comedian because he also acts.
He's a professional actor.
Yeah.
So he's all the things.
He's not a professional anything because he does all these different things.
No, because you can have different jobs.
Yeah,
but the only time I ever say I'm a professional comedian is after a joke bombs. I'll say something and no one will laugh. I'm like, I'm a professional comedian. Mm-hmm. This is the only time I get paid.
Yeah. Alan, the Erie Otters hockey team has the best thing for concession food. They serve poutine since they're part of the Ontario Hockey League. I mean,
people like
poutine's not my thing. But listen,
I'm surprised. I feel like poutine would be right up your alley.
I know you're joking.
and you like them in large quantities. So
my wife loves poutine. When we go to Canada, But
I feel like when your wife goes to dinner, I should go with her, and then you meet up later. Like
maybe.
Me and her would just eat and have an awesome time, and then I'll be like, all right, I'm tapping it out. It's time for Alan to come in.
Yes.
Like, all right, I'll have a salad.
And I got to tell you, it's so strange because in my mind, I think I'm being so easy to contend with. In my mind, I go, I'm not somebody who's like overly picky. So when somebody goes, what do you want to eat? I go, I don't care. Or where do you want to go to dinner? Where should we go to dinner? I don't care. Let's find a place and I'll find something to eat. I'm not somebody who's like, well, I can't have that. I'm not going to eat that. I'm not that person.
You are that person.
But on my own. But other people somehow are offended by how I eat.
Well,
and I don't understand that. No, because it somehow makes them feel bad or something. I'm like,
well,
that's on
you,
not me. I'm over here eating what I want to eat.
There's situations where...
we're eating all this and you're eating like a bird. I go, what are you trying to say? What do you want me to say?
Well, you know what you can retort with? Birds actually eat a lot of food because they spend so many calories flapping their wings.
That's right. They eat their body weight. They're like the Rock the Dwayne Johnson of the air. Yeah.
But also, in a situation where you're eating something like poutine, that's a fun, shareable food because you don't want to feel...
No one's eating a whole... You shouldn't eat a whole bowl of poutine.
But people do.
I know.
And again, I will have... Absolutely. I'll pull a couple of fries out of some poutine. But hey, I'm not a gravy guy. It's funny, when we were getting some snacks...
But do we need to know you're not a gravy guy? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you keep your gravy bias to yourself and just never mention it again.
What good would that do? Bill, I need people to know where I stand on all manners of sauces and condiments.
Because then when you get the fries, you can grab the ones that have the least amount of gravy or no gravy at all on them, and no one's going to be the wiser. But if you constantly say, well, I'll take these ones over here because I'm not a gravy guy, it's like, I didn't know I was a gravy guy. I didn't even think I was a gravy guy. I just thought, sometimes I'll have some gravy. But apparently now I'm a gravy guy because you're not a gravy guy.
I find myself responding on Twitter to Uber facts a lot because they just have these weird things in them. And a couple of days ago, there was one that was said, what's something you find weird that is 100% normal? And I just said gravy. I think gravy's a funny word. It's certainly not what I would have chosen for that answer. I just think gravy is a funny word.
Sure.
It popped into my head. And so all these people were like, is it just all sauces? Is it gravies? These are the people who want to know. And so these are why I feel compelled to tell them. So I'm like, I got nothing against a bechamel, a roux once in a while. It's fantastic.
Hollandaise.
A jus?
A mole guatemacalco or something. Yeah, that's all great stuff.
That common sauce.
I don't want any jus. You can take your jus and stuff it.
How about zhuzh?
Alan, you rip on how everyone else eats constantly.
Also true.
Yes, but that's because most people eat terrible, terrible food.
So what?
Have
If
you
you
looked
don't
at
want
people
people
walking
to-
around?
it
I
doesn't
want people
matter.
to feel good and be healthy.
But if you don't want people to get on you about quarter bagels, don't get on them about a double quesadilla.
Cosign.
You might have a point.
I do have a point.
Okay.
I actually tried.
How many quarters of a quesadilla is that?
There's no way to know. There's simply no way to know.
8 quarters of a quesadilla equals 2 quesadillas.
See, when you do food fractions, that screws me up. Yes, I am, but I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to, because I genuinely don't care what somebody else eats.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Don't
But if I'm
declare
eating-
you're not a gravy guy. Just be like, oh.
That's not even what he's talking about. He's not saying he's not a gravy guy.
No, it's just I've gone to dinner with people on a number of occasions where they somehow are upset at how I eat.
That's weird.
And I'm
the way
not-
that someone eats shouldn't, unless they're eating like a wolf or something.
And I'm easy to get along with, man.
wood chipper.
I like meat. I'm not a vegan. I don't eat a lot of it, but I'll eat meat.
Yeah.
I've had horse. I've had brains. There's all kinds of exotic things I've eaten over the years. I'm totally fine
it's the
with.
normal stuff that weirds you out.
Maybe so.
Avocado and mayonnaise.
Yeah,
I'll eat horse. F your mayonnaise.
Would you like mayo on your horse? No. What are you trying to
dare
ruin it?
you.
I'll have my horse dry, thank you.
That's right. You trying to ruin my horse brains? Get that mayo off of there.
Also, the answer would be nay.
Jesus, this guy.
I'm a professional comedian.
That's when it should be used. That's the only time that phrase should be used.
Bill Squire, everybody. We've got $1,000 here to give to you. A chance for you to go fund yourself. So listen closely and good luck.
The Buzzard wants you to go fund yourself and score $1,000. Enter the nationwide keyword family at WMMS.com. That's family. Enter it now at WMMS.com. And good luck from Buzzard Radio.
Hey, 20 Below. What's up, 20 Below?
What's going on?
How are you? We've talked to you before, right?
He's the guy who stole the cash register money.
Oh, the cash register money. I couldn't
studio time.
remember if he was a rapper or what was going on here. Okay, what's up?
I was calling about when you guys were talking about Kyrie Irving and how you guys played with him at the Q or whatever it was back then. I was actually there. I was on Rover's team. I was in the short shorts, head sweatband.
Good for you.
20 Below, how are we possibly going to remember what you were wearing?
Oh, me and Kyrie were talking about you.
I was the only one dressed up in like a 70s basketball outfit. Like real short shorts, Converse.
Okay.
Sweatband.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't even begin to remember that, but I'll take your word for
On
it.
Monday, Kyrie's like, how's that guy doing that was dressed in the short shorts in the 70s style from the game that we played? And I was like, I don't know. Hopefully he'll call in.
He must have got mad at me because I was like the most unathletic person, but I blocked one of his passes that he tried to throw under my legs, and I kicked it to my friend who laid up on him. And he, like,
You kicked it.
I kicked the ball. I don't
Yeah.
care. I played soccer, not basketball, but he was supposed to sign everyone's jersey at the end of the whole thing, and I was the very last person in line. And he sees me, and he gets up and just walks off the court with his manager.
Oh, boo.
That's,
I'm
you know
literally
what, though?
standing there yelling, saying, Kyrie, what about me? What about my jersey? And he just kept walking. So ever since then, it was, screw Kyrie.
Wow.
That's a better story than him signing the jersey.
But
though.
you actually have a reason. You have a first-person experience. You're not some guy just heckling him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was because of my outfit. Like, he knew I wasn't going to take this serious. But, hey, now I tell people I blocked a pass from a MVP Olympic gold medalist.
Right. There you go.
Well, he's never been an MVP.
Memories, 20 below. You've called them back one more time. You've done it again. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there you go. There's 20 below. Hey, aren't you going to sign my... Hey, come on. Alan, I stopped going out to dinner with friends, but it's about portion size. I don't want to eat a 5-pound brisket sandwich.
You don't have to.
I think that's part of it, too, is that portions at restaurants now are so... They're either super small and really expensive, or they're huge and super cheap.
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't have to eat all that. Like,
No, but then that's just wasteful. So it's like
you
if I
bring it home.
No,
Eat
I'm
over
never
the
going to
course
get
of
to
the
it.
next 6 days.
And that's what it is too. Is I don't like feeling wasteful. So it's like if you order something but not knowing how big it is. If you get a piece of meat, they tell you what it is, right? How big it is, or whatever, or you pick the cut. But if you're going to some restaurant and it ends up being a huge portion of food, I'm not going to eat all that, and I'm not going to take it home because I'm not going to eat it the next day.
Okay.
So
You don't have to explain yourself. Just stop judging other people. You can have
I can't
all
do
your
that. I
own
can't do
weird
that.
things as long as you don't
No, I can't do
judge
that.
other people for their weird things.
I would rather take all the criticism than have to stop judging other people. Please. That's my bread and butter.
Just trying to help you.
And I don't
okay?
even like butter.
I completely understand that.
Thank you. That's right.
Just trying to help.
If that's the sacrifice I have to make, guess what my answer to that is?
What?
It's what a horse would say. Nay.
What's your favorite alternative to butter?
He doesn't use
What is it? What do you mean? What's an
I mean, I
alternative
guess you're not
to
even
butter?
going to eat the bread anyway, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
What's he
Well,
going to
no.
put butter on?
What'd I tell you? I just made a couple egg salad sandwiches last week.
With butter?
No. But I'm not. I'll eat a sandwich. Like I'm not averse to a sandwich. I had a BLT last week. I'll tell you what though. When I get a BLT, I will open it up and get all that goop off because they just slather it with mayo. I don't like slathering. I don't like anything slathered.
Why don't you just order it on the side?
Yeah.
And then you can be the
You can be the mayo disperser.
Yeah.
I could be the arbiter of mayo.
the mayo master,
Yeah.
if you will.
I mean, if you're eating a what's an alternative to butter? I mean, like what,
I don't know what he's asking.
I'm just saying, like,
What would you need to use butter on that you would need an alternative? He's not going to eat toast.
Yeah,
We
right,
already
yeah.
know where he stands on bagels. I mean,
I will tell you this though. I will fully cop to this. When we were in, we were going to go have brunch on Sunday morning. We were in New York with our friends, but it ended up just being like whatever. And so we were like, let's just come over to your place because our hotel was just a few blocks away from where he lives. So we're like, let's just come to your place, get some bagels. We'll bring a giant thing of champagne. We'll have some mimosas, whatever. It'll be a lot of fun. For all of the culinary braggadocio in New York about like, hey, they got the bagels on lock. I don't care
that's
what anybody
everybody
says. The
that they're
bagels
the best
are
bagels in the world because of the water.
when we
That's
were
what they say.
when we were coming back the night before after dinner and after we were hammered. And so we're walking back to the hotel and we just come around the corner and there's like a 99-cent slice store. Of
course.
Right? Of course. Now I don't know why it's called that because 2 slices cost us like $9.50. So whatever.
You probably didn't get the cheese or pepperoni for $1. Those are probably the only ones that are $1. If you got any other toppings,
I got plain pepperoni. I got
I don't know.
pepperoni pizza. But then I post a photo. I go, let's stop with the New York pizza's awesome nonsense. And all these people were beating me up. They're like, you went to a 99-cent place. I go, what I'm talking about is you talk to anybody from New York, and they will say to you, the worst pizza in New York's better than the best pizza anywhere else. It is absolutely not. But now there are fantastic pizza places in New York. This was not one of them.
Yes, but you're also Illuminati pizza. You like that deep dish.
No, but
slop.
I don't like deep dish.
Isn't
I
that
like
what
tavern
Illuminati
cut.
is?
It can be, yeah, but that's not all they sell.
Oh, I don't.
But once in a while, yeah. But I'm certainly not averse to. No, I don't need deep dish. That's not what I grew up eating. But it was just god awful. Now maybe I got
He likes it Ohio style.
Maybe I got
Ohio style pies.
Maybe I got 99-cent on a bad night. I don't know. But
You're also drunk at night.
Well, that's why
that's the
care.
key.
It's 3 in the morning.
You
you're
got to
eating
be drunk
pizza.
enough to eat the 99-cent
But
pizza.
that's why I figured I wouldn't care. It was so bad, I took 2 bites and threw it out. Whatever.
That's fine. Do whatever you want, man. Live your life.
That's what I'm doing.
Should have got a Gray's
Living
papaya.
my life.
Stop telling me about it.
Should have got a hot dog instead.
Yeah, we weren't that far north. We were, Gray's papaya. Yeah. But I don't know what an alternative to butter would be.
I do remember one time being in New York City and this guy that when I first started doing comedy, he was from New Jersey, and he was always bragging about New York pizza. He's like, it's the best pizza in the world. And we tried like 3 or 4 different places. And he kept going, nah, this isn't it. Nah, this isn't the good one. And like, we're eating one slice, and I'm like, this is really good. And like, I'm looking at the Statue of Liberty from the hotel room that we were in. We're like in New York. Can't get much more New York than that. And he's like, this isn't New York pizza. I'm like, what do you... How New York does it have to be?
Yeah.
And then finally, like, he changed it. He's like,
upstate.
He goes,
Right.
you know what we need? We need some New Jersey pizza. I'm like,
Okay, we're not
I hate
going
you
to
so
New
much.
Jersey.
Well,
Stop.
that's where we were staying. We were staying with his parents, but my
Yeah.
one friend, he was the one with the good hotel room.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but it was just one of those things where he couldn't match the level of pizza to his memory of pizza.
I love
So-
all pizza, man.
I know, me
Even when
too.
pizza's not that good, it's pretty good.
That's what makes me angry because pizza is hard to screw up.
Yeah.
So when you do that, I have no compassion for you whatsoever.
There's a local chain. Well, I think actually it's national. I don't know. They franchise it out. I hate it. It's probably the only pizza that I've ever had where I'm like, this is the worst pizza that I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
And then I was like you said, maybe I got them on an off night.
Yeah.
And it's not a cheap place to get pizza from.
Yeah.
And so I got it
the
again.
worst places never are.
I got it again, and I was like, I did exactly what you did. I took 2 bites. I wasn't going to call and complain because I knew I didn't like it, and I ordered it a second time.
Yeah.
But I dropped it off at my boyfriend's house. I was like, take this, get this out of my face. I'm never ordering from this place again.
Why did you order it again?
Because I thought maybe it was just an off
Want to
night.
give another chance.
Yeah, we'll give you another chance. Maybe it was.
Send to the group chat which place it is.
It's, oh, God. It's
Domino's?
So bad. No, it's so bad.
A local family-owned establishment. Perhaps you've been there.
Literally any other.
It better not be Papa Giuseppe's. I will be so upset.
Should I not send the text?
Say it right now. I've got to take a break, and then I will go over that text with a fine-toothed comb. 35192. If you want to send a text in, you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show on